Hello, everyone. This is Kripa Anand, and welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. Today, we break down Microsoft 365 governance, tenant to tenant migration architectures, and the AI native management frameworks required to keep enterprise data secure. In 2026, protecting a growing enterprise, merging organization, or digital business from data sprawl, security leaks, and messy co-pilot deployments requires moving past complex legacy systems to deploy simplified migration tools, intra-ID identity alignment, and automated governance. Joining us today is Benjamin Niaulin, VP of Product at ShareGate. Benjamin is a world renowned Microsoft 365 expert and product leader commanding the development of ShareGate, the go to migration and governance platform developed by Montreal based WorkLeap Technologies and trusted by over 100,000 IT professionals worldwide. Celebrating ShareGate's 20th anniversary, he leads major innovations, including their recent launches of ShareGate MCP for AI driven governance and full Entra ID tenant migration capabilities. So, before further ado, let's welcome this very special guest. Benjamin, welcome to the podcast. Such a pleasure
Thank
to
you for
have you with
having me.
us.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Now, Benjamin, a major mistake business leaders make when rushing to deploy Microsoft Copilot is ignoring data governance, right? Allowing AI models to expose sensitive internal files to unauthorized employees across the organization. Let's start the conversation by understanding from your perspective, why is Microsoft 365 governance essential before deploying Copilot? Please educate us.
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of talking about it, but and it's not just co-pilots. It's really everyone can relate. In your business, you want to adopt AI. You see it in your personal life. More than likely, have used ChatGPT. We're talking about Claude. We're talking about Copilot. We know the value there. Everyone needs and wants to adopt AI, and those are the simpler scenarios. Really, asking questions, getting an answer. But we know how it can be applied to deliver documents, presentation, and even automate some of your workflows. The challenge is that we haven't looked at the data that we've been creating, where it is, who has access to it, especially since we rushed. I'm not going to go over again the whole COVID era. No one wants to remember that, but we all rushed to bring all of our data to the cloud
Right.
quickly, messy. And so what happens today is now we have the most powerful search engine that's connected to your workplace and surfacing any and all data. So governance is a complex word. It's scary, but really it's all about, are you sure and are we sure that the right data is being accessed to run the work for you through AI?
Mhm. Wow, I think that perspective provides an essential reality check for modern digital workplaces, right? Cleaning up permissions and auditing stored data before deploying AI tools. It ensures that your corporate secrets stay secure while your workforce enjoys productivity gains. So, thank
Yes.
you so much for shedding light on that. Now, let's look closely at technological innovation and examine how AI tools are changing daily IT operations. So, Benjamin, how does ShareGate MCP transform AI powered Microsoft 365 management?
Yes. So, we built a tool the goal is not necessarily to pitch the tool. I just wanted to change the way people see how they can do work.
Mhm.
And instead of chasing one more feature, one more dashboard, trying to please everyone, I realized that it's just not going to work. If you cannot compete with Claude, you cannot compete with Copilot, and it's not the intention. The intention is to help customers with their challenges. And so instead of trying to build yet another feature or dashboard, I thought, what if we made sure that every insight, our knowledge, our expertise of looking through what is important, what is risky, what should we look into as an IT person that doesn't, frankly, they don't have time, they're under budget for the most part. So what if we connected that intelligence, that information, those insights that only we can deliver for them, and plug it into directly where they work? So they
Mhm.
can build presentations for their stakeholders, so that they can build workflows and automations for their teams, for their employees. So all in all, I thought, let's not try to build another dashboard, and let's build that MCP and give that information straight to IT and where they work.
Wow, I think allowing IT teams to, ask questions, assess, and fix tenant issues inside their daily AI tools, it eliminates the admin friction and, speeds up the problem solving process. So
Absolutely.
that's great. Kudos to everything that you've built so far, and so much more power to you, Benjamin. Now, let's transition directly into corporate mergers and discuss why combining IT environments during M&A deals is harder than executives expect. So, how can businesses simplify identity migration during M&A integrations? What do you suggest?
Yeah, I mean, the end result is that there is no easy way, but there are ways that we can learn from, that we can accelerate, right? When you're merging a company or acquiring businesses, there's a lot of complexity that goes beyond technology. So the best thing that we can do is remove the complexity from the technology so you can focus on change management and
Mhm.
the people that have to go through these changes. And so just ensure that from an IT, from technology perspective, you've got the right tools that can bring over the identities, that everyone still has access to the same things as before as they move on to the new place. And especially in this world of adopting new AI technologies, bringing new employees overnight, maybe hundreds of them, you want to
Mhm.
ensure they have the access to the right thing. So it's identity, but also what they have access to, their mailboxes, so they can continue working. And that's what we built at ShareGate, is that it's always about adopting new ways of work and adopting the change waves that are coming. And so whether it's migrating identities, migrating people's mailboxes, it's to always make sure that the corporate content and the enterprise content is always ready for what's next.
Wow. Building on what you've said, Benjamin, I'd now like to give a special message to all of our listeners, specifically to all the IT directors, corporate executives, and business leaders who are listening and watching. Allowing ungoverned data, messy tenant migrations, or insecure Copilot deployments to jeopardize your organization, it's an avoidable risk in 2026. Directed by product leader Benjamin Niaulin, ShareGate delivers the industry leading M365 migration and governance platform trusted by 100,000 IT pros to simplify cloud transformations. Secure your tenant environment and explore ShareGate MCP and Entra ID migration tools by visiting sharegate.com today. Now, coming back to you, Benjamin, let's now turn our attention to software longevity and evaluate what it takes to build a thriving Canadian technology company. So, firstly, a huge congratulations for 20 years milestone. Please go ahead and share the secret sauce with our listeners. What has helped ShareGate remain successful for the last 20 years?
Mm. That's a big question. I'll try to be very brief. Couple of things. Never forget the customer. All right. Obviously, it's the first one. It's easy to say, but it's harder to keep on all the time. And so, who are you serving? Why are you doing what you're doing? And what do they want? And they want change. And I think the reason why ShareGate was so successful over the years is the ability to completely change even the things where we're comfortable with. So we're always ready to drop everything and just jump with both feet into the next challenge
Mhm.
without trying to keep or secure the older us, so to speak. So going from a company where we were four people working on ShareGate, where now we are hundreds, you need to be able to completely forget, or not forget, but drop what made you successful then and understand that now it's a different need, and always focus on the customer, of course.
Wow, I think that completely sets a gold standard for software engineering and product leadership, focusing relentlessly on radical simplicity and solving real everyday IT headaches that I think that keeps a tech brand relevant across decades of industry evolution. That's amazing. Now let's do a little time travel also. Imagine if I were to give you a time machine right now and we were to go 10, 20 years into the future. When you
Mm.
get out of the time machine, where do you envision ShareGate then?
Mm, that's a really good question. I think we want to make sure, or I'd want to make sure that we're helping IT with whatever comes next in their organizations. So whether they will need to protect their content, to secure backup, migrate, or whatever comes next in the future.
Mhm.
I want it to be as simple as possible for IT. I want to see us being a tool that they trust, that's simple to use and that gets the work done, making sure that their organization is, and their content, more importantly, is always ready for what's next. Today, adoption of AI, tomorrow or 20 years from now, who knows what that's going to be. But we want to make sure that that's always ready for them and at their fingertips.
You've painted quite a picture there. The future definitely looks very interesting. Before we let you go, Benjamin, I'd like to delve deeper into how did you end up in this role in what you're doing in life? Is this something that you were always interested in, even as a kid, the tech space, or is it something that you also stumbled upon in your career? So, what's the story there?
I don't know if it was called the tech space before, but always in front of the computer from a very young age. I think
Uh-huh.
in the 90s, we all were really amazed with all of that. It feels funny to say in the 90s at this point. Uh, but we were all very in awe in what technology did. That naturally brought me to the world of consulting, if you will, but around technology and Microsoft technology. And then at some point, Microsoft brought something called SharePoint, which introduced a wave of collaboration on the web. Dropbox
Right.
was there as well, and we all kind of moved our work to a more digital place. And that really was where things took me very with passion, I will say. I love the technology, love what was going on. And then naturally, we started seeing more and more of a context of tech companies or software or building software to solve customer problems. And the beauty of meeting customers or talking to customers and understanding their challenges and being able to solve them or being able to deliver solutions for them really is what drives the day to day and really makes it fun.
Of course, I think I'm so glad that you ended up doing what you're doing today because you are a blessing to so many Canadian entrepreneurs. So, thank you so much for the incredible work that you're doing. Before we let you go, finally, Benjamin, if there's one final piece of advice that you have for our listeners today, specifically for organizations to stay secure in this ever changing AI landscape, if you could whisper something into everyone's ears, what would you say and why?
Mm. It's not a project. It does not stop. It has to be something you invest in that is always on, that is more regular, and start small. Do not try to do the big, 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 big thing that's going to take you 6 months and then move on to the next project. Something light, something simple, move the ball forward a little bit, and that's a win.
That is an incredibly practical advice, Benjamin. Thank you so very much for doing this with us. And hopefully, we'll
Thank
do the
you.
next episode with you in person as well.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
All right, that was Benjamin Niaulin from ShareGate, showing us how to collapse the expensive complexities of M365 migrations, leverage AI native governance to secure Copilot deployments, and deploy simple cloud management tools to secure small business growth in 2026. To all the listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and visit CanadianSME.ca for more such resources. To learn more about how we are supporting the ecosystem, please visit the Canadian SME Small Business Foundation at smbfoundation.ca. A very special thank you to our partners, UPS, our shipping partner, and ADP, our HR partner, for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses across Canada. I'll see you all in the next episode. Kripa Anand signing off.